Ladies and gentlemen, the American jury and Bulldog Nation, welcome to the Eric Deters Show, where we cover it all, and we have a lot to cover. Today's President's Day, so we honor all of those who have been presidents. Abraham Lincoln, George Washington have always been honored, but also Donald J. Trump. Happy President's Day to everybody, a federal holiday. Trump's done something that I have always done. He took a picture of his mugshot, he framed it, matted it, and it's right outside the old Oval Office. I freaking love it. You know what I have framed? All of the stuff. My going to jail for the Durrani victims for alleged contempt. All those battles that I've done, I've framed every one of them, and they're hanging up in my office. You know what that's called? Owning it and being proud of it. I love it. Trump met with Modi, and Modi says he's going to double the imports from the United States, particularly in energy. We got a great relationship with India, a democracy where we need one in the Far East. The VA's dismissed under Secretary Collins 100 employees. The Nuclear Weapons Agency, DOJ, inadvertently dismissed some folks that we needed, and they've hired them back. The Interior Department, they've dismissed 2,300 employees. Yay. Speaking of jobs, Sarah Palin is begging. I mean, just begging for a job in the administration. She must have pissed somebody off in the higher-ups of MAGA because she's not getting any love for a job. James Carville says that the Democratic Party is just freaking lost. They look like a bunch of nitwits. He's funny, the Raging Cajun. And you ready for this? Trump's patching things up a little with McCain. Tulsi Gabbard, friends with Meghan. Apparently Meghan McCain went to bat for Tulsi with some of those Republicans that Trump's not very close to. Trump apparently has thanked Meghan. There's a thaw going on. It's a good thing. Joe Biden took 577 vacation days. That's unfreaking believable, folks. 577 vacation days. Hell, that's almost half his time as president. It's unbelievable. J.D. Vance met with Zelensky and said it was a positive meeting, getting ready to make a deal. Those inspector generals tried to get their job back through the court system. A Obama-appointed judge told him to get the hell out of here. Said you waited too long. And DOJ, you ready for this? Their access is not being denied. They've got access now to 3 more agencies. Good old Elon is just going to keep on doing what he's doing for the betterment of the country. The IRS is going to let go of 15,000 probationary employees. That's good riddance. And Trump's had a little victory in his defamation case against the Pulitzer Prize. Trump's doing great in the lawsuits these days, isn't he? And he also fired a bunch of immigration judges. Don't need them anymore. Obama's library, look at this monstrosity. They don't have any money. It's stalled. Who wants to give money to Obama now? This is the epitome of Obama's life. Trump went out to see Boeing. One of the things that he wanted to accentuate is the fact that they don't have his new Air Force One ready. He wants to have it when he's president. And there's apparently $425 billion worth of gold in Fort Knox, and Rand Paul would like DOJ to inspect it. It would be nice to know that we actually have that amount, right? Jim Byron has been appointed the senior archivist by President Trump. The San Diego migrant shelter is closed. Doesn't need it anymore. See what's going on. It's a beautiful thing. And Elon just said, whoa, when Ashley St. Clair claimed that she just gave birth about 5 weeks ago to his 13th child. We don't know if this is true or not. He's not claimed. We'll see what happens. J.P. Morgan's laid off 1,000 workers. Old Jamie Dimons, he says, I'll lay off workers too. DHS has dismissed 400 workers. Energy has dismissed 2,000 workers. DOJ has now got 100 people working for them. Think of all the money they're saving. The target is to save $1 trillion. Folks, if he saves $1 trillion, we could balance our budget. That's how messed up our budget gap is. About $1 trillion. Go, go, go. The Rose Garden. Donald Trump wants to take part of the Rose Garden and make a patio so there can be partying out there on a patio style like Mar-a-Lago. He's getting estimates for it. Trump went to Daytona 500. The crowd cheered. He rode out in his Escort, went into the pit stop, delivered a vocal message while he was driving. It was a big success. Coming up next, your local news. In local news, Vivek Ramaswamy has filed his papers for governor, and he is going to have his kickoff February 24th right here in good old Cincinnati, Ohio. Andy Barr says it's time for President Trump to have a Republican senator from Kentucky who supports him. You know what? I tend to agree with that. Although Andy Barr hasn't been all about Trump, but he is now. Kenton County. Well, Chris Knuckleman, in a State of the County address, has really said that Kenton County is just doing swimmingly. The only problem is they don't have the growth that Boone County has, but that's all right. Michael DeWine, he's apparently going after $7.5 million in the budget for food banks. But yet, we give a what, 20 million or how many millions it was tax credit to FC Cincinnati? See, this is the thing that pisses me off. Corporate welfare trumps, where welfare really needs to be, the food banks. Mercy Health is battling with Cigna. Don't worry, folks. These insurance companies always work it out with the hospitals. They need each other. Bashir is upset. He's one of the states, 14 states, that's suing Trump about the federal freeze. But Trump did approve FEMA request from Bashir for all of the rains and floods. We've had about 10 people die. 300 roads are actually closed in the state of Kentucky. There's flooding everywhere, including Louisville. Patrick Schaefer, 71, in Bellevue. He hit a woman on a scooter and kept on going. But they got him now. Shane Collins has been arrested. He's an Alexandria city councilman. Apparently got arrested for some domestic violence on his wife, who accused him of cheating on her. Uh-oh. And this is a funny story. Abby Miller, who is a councilwoman, apparently licked some guy that was applying for an administrator job down in the city of Ludlow. Now, all I got to say is this. If you're a guy, Jamie, and a woman licks your hand, are you going to complain? Coming up next, world news. All right, here we go with world news. An illegal gold mine collapsed in Molly Cay's region, killing more than 40 people, mostly women. The victims were searching for leftover gold in an abandoned industrial mining pit when the ground gave way. A 23-year-old Syrian asylum seeker carried out a knife attack in Villach, Austria, killing a 14-year-old boy and injuring 5 others. 3 victims remain in intensive care. The suspect has been charged with murder and attempted murder. And China accused Canada of stirring up trouble after a Canadian warship sailed through the Taiwan Strait. The Chinese military warned that such actions threaten regional stability. Coming up next, Sports Without Boundaries. Here we go with Sports Without Boundaries. Got a lot of sports. The NBA All-Star team, Shaq, won. They were really, really loaded. They included Stephon Curry, who won the MVP. UK lost a terrible game to Texas. It was a terrible loss. They had the game won and they blew it. However, bracketology before the game has University of Kentucky as a 3 seed. 3 of the top 4 seeds, SEC. It's unbelievable. And William Byron won his 2nd straight Daytona 500. Back to the NBA game, McClung dunked over Akia and won his 2nd straight dunk contest. It was wild. Might have even been his 3rd straight. He jumped over Akia and dunked. Luke Maley, the former Reds catcher and Covington Catholic player, signed a contract out with Kansas City. Jeannie Buss acknowledged, she's the owner of the Lakers, that she sleeps on a separate floor than her husband. Isn't that interesting? NKU basketball men's beat Green Bay 73-60. And this is a big game. 4 nations. The United States hockey team beat Canada 3-1. The crowd booed when the national anthem was played. So right out of the gate, these guys went after the Canadians. 3 fights in 9 seconds. It was great. 2 of them being brothers. Oh, you love that. Go Canada. Go USA against Canada. Iowa State 81, UC 70. The 1992 Dream Team. There's a whole big secret that they kept, that in a scrimmage, they lost to a bunch of college players. They blew them out the next game. But anyway, there's going to be a documentary about it. Grant Hill played with the college players. X1, 86-68. Chris Mackey, a local lawyer, friend of mine, has filed a lawsuit against the NCAA for all these players opting out of the class action to get a little bit more NIL money. Good luck, Chris. And the Basketball Hall of Fame nominations were announced, led by Carmelo Anthony, Dwight Howard, and Billy Donovan. There's a lot more, but those are the main ones. Coming up next, pop culture. All right, pop culture. Saturday night's 50th anniversary live special last night went from 8 o'clock to 11:30. I watched the whole thing. Folks, some of it was really funny. Some of it was stupid. They took a few shots at Trump. They didn't take any shots at Joe Biden. But on the whole, I'm glad I watched it. I mean, Eddie Murphy doing a couple characters was great. I mean, the last character scene where they were prison guards, Will Ferrell and Eddie Murphy were hysterical. But it was a little bit woke, but it was great to see all the former hosts and everybody else, all the former cast members were there. Adam Sandler's song was great about the 50th anniversary. It was great. Bill Murray, who were the best weekend updates, was funny. So all in all, it was worth watching. Zach Bryan is sold out in Michigan's 110,000 stadium. Good for Zach. Lainey Wilson is engaged to a former Pittsburgh Steelers cornerback. Chinese zebras. This is an hysterical story. Chinese zebras are actually donkeys that they painted stripes on. And apparently the stripes are all like messed up the wrong way. Is that hysterical? A Chinese zoo. See, folks, don't ever think that China is better than us. Chinese has fake zebras. Kid Rock says, Kendrick Lamar, when he was on Bill Maher, said, he gets it. He goes, he grew up in that kind of culture, so he gets it. It's not his kind of thing. Apparently, the NFL's apologized about the Kendrick Lamar halftime show. And Jay-Z and P. Diddy have got a victory. The lawsuit that said they raped a 13-year-old has been dropped. So there you have it. And your Shakespeare insult of the day is, do not be a bat-fouling, dizzy-eyed knave. This is the Bulldog. Every dog has their day. I hope today is yours.